quick as possible.
All right. We live.
Hi, everybody.
Hold on. Let's see about
IG.
IG. What you doing? IG, where we at? IG's popping?
I'm about to check. Hold on. Now my phone is moving slow, but it's taking a while for my IG to open. My phone is bugging out. But hi, everybody. Yes, we are live. I see it.
Okay. I got you.
We are. What is this? Episode 74. Episode 74. Top of September. September 1st. If you get to see and hear us on September 1st, you are blessed. I'm all jokes aside. Like, there's been a lot of stuff happening, a lot of people transitioning. So be grateful.
Absolutely.
Be grateful. Be grateful. Be in gratitude. Operate in gratitude. Operate in gratitude today. How you doing today, Brittany?
I'm doing well. I'm actually recovering from my son's birthday party yesterday.
Tell the people.
He turned 6 years old, the big 6. So that means I've been a mom 6 years.
Ooh, congratulations.
Going on 6 years. Just completed 5.
Okay? That's a blessing. We love to see it.
It is a blessing. And I'm exhausted. Parents, yeah, I know how it is to throw birthday parties. It's a lot of anxiety. Just want to make sure everything goes well and, everybody's having fun. So I'm just happy we got it done. So, we moving on.
It looked lit.
It was
cake
good.
Looked lit. You see, my thing is the cake. Like, you already know. The cake looked good.
The cake was good. So what I did was we had a 2-tier cake for him. The top tier was vegan, and then the bottom tier was, for the regular people.
But the vegan part, I feel like nobody would have known anyway. If it's good enough, nobody would have known it was vegan.
Nobody really did know yesterday.
That's what I'm saying.
It was just, you had to sneak that in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was really nice. How's your weekend been going?
It's been fine. As you see, the background's a little different because I'm back in New York, visiting for a little bit. And so yeah, I'm back home. It's been good. It's been good seeing everybody and trying to find pockets to relax. Trying. But yeah, it's been an interesting week. Like I said, I'm just happy to be here. This is me being transparent. I lost a colleague and friend and mentor of mine this past week, and so it was a rough week. I'm not gonna lie, it was a rough week, but just another reminder just to take every day in stride and just be grateful to be here. And the goal is really to leave impact, and I think that it's not even I know that is what Anel, that's who passed away, that's what he did. And just motivating, it's just motivating, even through his transition. We in the 4th quarter of the year. So everything that you were supposed to get to, you still got time to get to. And so yeah, just looking at life a little different and a little more gratitude, a little more pep in my step. But yeah, other than that, I'm good. Happy to be here.
That's fire. And without further ado, y'all, it's episode 74. Yes. 21 Titles weekly recap. Me and Shantae essentially run 21 Titles as a consultancy firm to empower the next generation and to encourage personal and professional development. So we do these weekly recaps as a nod to our community to keep y'all in the know about what's really going on. I think us understanding the inner intricacies of what's going down on the business side of deals is a very important thing, because we understand that investing and is what we need to do to kind of create financial stability for ourselves, right? Shantae and I are big on just growing as people in all facets. So
Right.
financial literacy is very important to us, and but all these things are very important to us. NIL, we touch on basically kind of like 4 topics every week, which is essentially women's sports, because we're both former collegiate athletes. I also was a professional athlete, so this is near and dear to our hearts, right? NIL, because now we can monetize our name, image, and likeness as student athletes, and kind of culture, and also tech, because we think that tech is really like the sector that is kind of disrupting every industry, if we can really say. So yeah, we're going to touch upon all those different topics today, and we're going to start off with something a little bit on the heavy side. So um, let's get into it.
Yeah, so yesterday evening, we got news or caught wind of what happened with Ashlyn Watkins, all on our Twitter timeline, and then we did some digging and read a couple of articles to see what was happening. But um, long story less long, Ashlyn Watkins, this she was entering her junior year. She's still entering her junior year. She was arrested last night and charged with first-degree assault and battery and kidnapping following an incident that happened yesterday night on the school's campus. Per the warrant, she allegedly assaulted an individual by forcibly grabbing her face, pulling her by her arm, and pushing her. Watkins also allegedly picked up the individual and carried her against her will, then ultimately grabbed the victim's head and forced her to walk down the hall, thus controlling the movement while preventing her from leaving. The individual allegedly escaped and then pulled a fire alarm and was later treated for non-life threatening injuries. The records show that Watkins was released on a $30,000 personal bond and has a court appearance scheduled for October 25th. It's unfortunate. Like, Brittany and I spoke about this really briefly offline. In June, while you're in college, you're a kid.
Right.
You're a kid, and a lot of I don't a lot of college leaves room for you to learn more about yourself through different experiences, whether those be good or bad. Um, College provides you that opportunity to do so, and it's just unfortunate.
Right.
I'm trying to find the words because
I mean, are there any words that we can really kind of express? This is, look, like you said, we all went to college and
right,
we all made some unsavory decisions and choices
right,
in college. It's just unfortunate because she's on such a high profile team that it's going to be visible.
right,
This is not something that, maybe if this was at like a community college or something like that, it wouldn't have been blasted. But also who her coach is, like,
right,
anybody's looking for something to kind of throw at Dawn Staley, just in the fact that she's at the top of the top. She has one of the best teams in college right now. She's on a run right now. How many prospects does she have in the WNBA right now? Okay, from like she's creating the ultimate college to pro pipeline with South Carolina. So like that's why this is such a big deal, because of the high profile of the coach, the
Right.
team, and all the stuff that they've been doing in the past couple of years. So my heart breaks for Ashlyn, because old girl's definitely been on the crescendo, if you want to say. Like, her stock has been gradually rising as she's been at South Carolina. We obviously know she's a talented player. Um, so this is a hiccup. This is a hiccup that they're gonna have to, you know, navigate around. So
Yeah.
this was an
It's
interesting story that popped up for me.
it's going to be interesting to see how they do navigate, and I think it's also, unfortunately, a reminder to other student athletes that
Mm-hmm.
the stakes are higher now.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
they're higher because there's more opportunities. There's more viewers than ever before, so there's more eyes than ever before. So your every move, your every decision is under a microscope. That's
Right.
just that's what comes with the game, to be honest. Like, that's what comes with growing the game. Um and with that, heavy is the head, for real. It more responsibilities, right? More responsibilities, and um
Yeah.
better decisions.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah,
um
y'all are not student athletes. Let's remind ourselves, we're there to be students first, athletes second. Like, you have to realize that, right? We're still there to get a goal accomplished. So, and y'all not higher, y'all not above anybody else. Okay, I feel like sometimes as athletes, we let our egos kind of override the our logical and moral compasses, if you want to say. So we are not above anybody else. We are not above the law. Absolutely not. So make sure y'all, thinking about the decisions y'all making before y'all make them. This is really what this is. Like Shantae expressed, it's higher stakes involved now. So heavy is the head that wears the crown.
it's Yeah, that's really what it is. So um interested to see how they navigate this, and um we'll keep y'all updated as things
Facts.
progress.
Facts. Moving along. All right, the WNBA. It's getting heated up now. Okay, we about to roll into the playoffs. Um, it seems as if about 3 teams have clinched their way into the playoff spots right now. I know for sure the Liberty have best record in the league right now, and they actually just came off a great bounce back win against Seattle the other day. Um, the game before was pretty atrocious, so they had they had to have a bounce back game. But Connecticut, let's just go through the standings right now. 1, New York Liberty. 2, Connecticut Sun. 3, the Minnesota Lynx. 4, Las Vegas Aces. 5, the Seattle Storm. 6, the Indiana Fever. Number 7, the Phoenix Mercury. 8, the Chicago Sky. And then obviously we see the bottom 4: Atlanta Dream, Dallas Wings, Washington Mystics, and Los Angeles Sparks. And to be quite honest, like, these records for these teams at the bottom don't do them no justice, because these teams are actually really good.
They've been kicking it up a notch. Like, specifically Indiana.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They are tough out.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell.
I'm gonna just say this. Indiana, y'all better make sure y'all keep Kelsey Mitchell this year. She's gonna be a free agent after this season, and it better be in y'all best interest to keep that Ohio native, okay? Because she's their best offensive option right now. Obviously, Caitlin Clark is at the helm, and she's the point guard, and she's dictating everything. But Kelsey is the engine that's going to make Indiana go, because she can like, the offensive bunches she can score in is just incredible. Okay, y'all know how like Devin Booker put up 70 points in a game. I feel like Kelsey Mitchell can also put up those numbers when she really, really, really gets heated up and gets hot. So Indiana, y'all better do right. Do right, okay? Do right and keep that lady. I would also like to say, who do y'all feel can make a push to the playoff run right now? Because like Atlanta, I feel like Atlanta's playing very well, and they're trying to make a push to the top, or to the playoffs, essentially, to get the 8th spot. But Chicago, I can't keep seeing Kennedy out. What's going on? Why is she sitting down, Shantae? What's going on?
I don't know. I have no clue.
She's their greatest offensive.
She is, and they was missing. They've been missing her. They've been missing her. They've been missing her.
Wow. They have been, and I think that Kennedy being happy on that team is going to make that team go. And also my criticism, Rachel Bannum. I'm calling you out right now because I know how great you are. No, seriously, look, I'm hitting my book because I'm getting too dialed in. But Rachel Bannum, this is from one shooter to another. What's going on? Like, seriously, there's no reason why Rachel Bannum can't put up 10 points per game consistently.
I agree.
Like, there are plenty of times where I see there's like bunches where she'll shoot like 2 or 3 in a row and I just be like, how did she miss all of those? I just want to pump some confidence back into Rachel, because, oh girl, this is coming from someone who scored over 3,000 points in college. She's a certified bucket. Okay, y'all gotta know this. She's a certified bucket. So to see that, she's not being consistent, and she's a vet too. So like, I want to see her thrive, because she can be the piece that they need. Lindsay Allen, she's playing phenomenal to me as a point guard, backup point guard. So it's just, I don't know. Like, it's getting close. I don't even know who's gonna win this year. Like, I don't have a clear cut winner. Like last year, we knew, like we were like 90% sure the Vegas Aces were gonna repeat. Like this year, I don't know, because the Vegas Aces, they looking crazy right now. Obviously, Asia's doing very, very well, and she's our unanimous MVP. If I see a 4th place vote this year, somebody got yo. Y'all got to come to the forefront. If somebody makes a 4th place vote, we got to know who it is, because that's ridiculous.
Somebody gonna have to snitch.
Yeah, somebody gonna have to do it. Okay. So, Phoenix, Ka, Natasha, what they got going over there, BG, DT, I think they making a push too. I think they 16-16, they have 500. Okay. I don't think people really thought that they were gonna. I don't know.
They didn't.
Because it's like they move so many pieces in the offense together. I don't think everybody knew how well they would mesh this year, but they doing their damn thing. So y'all just tune in today. Actually, we got games going on. They start at 1 p.m.
Yes.
Okay. And that's two. How y'all feel about the WNBA scheduling this year? Because it's been real piss poor.
Atrocious. Atrocious. Do y'all want people to watch or not?
Right.
Like,
Who's that?
Precious.
Who schedules stuff? Who's the scheduler? Okay, so we got 5 games today.
Yeah.
The Storm versus the Sun at 1 p.m. on NBA TV.
Mm-hmm.
Then at 3, we got the Sky versus the Lynx. I think that's actually going to be a good game. Is Kennedy
Yes, it is
playing?
gonna be a good game.
Is Kennedy playing?
I don't know. Let's check.
Because that will be a very good game. It's in Minnesota, so the Sky, y'all gotta bring it. Oh, we got some comments on YouTube. Okay. Big fan Breezy, what's up? I'm happy to see y'all pushing content. We appreciate that. Look at this. Yeah.
We love to see it.
Thanks. Thank you. Okay, and then we got SC Bread Gullah accent. I like that. Okay. Let's see. She says this is going back to the comments about South Carolina. Staley women's basketball players act a certain way in Staley Circle. Outside Staley Circle players act different.
I mean, that's a possibility. It's like being around your parent, and then when you leave the house when your parent's not around, you act different.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same idea. So I can see that.
Right. Okay, good. She said forget Atlanta Dream.
Still shouts to Tina. Yo, Tina Charles.
Right, Tina Charles though. Come on. Tina just eclipsed the number 2 spot. Come on the all-time scorer.
We love to see that. Yeah,
right.
We love to see that.
Look, Atlanta is how I feel like Phoenix. People expected Phoenix to be this year, like just a mess. Atlanta, I don't know what's going on with Atlanta. I would like to know because I feel like Atlanta has every piece that they need.
Yeah, but they just haven't.
It has not meshed.
It hasn't been meshing
at all. Like, first and foremost, injuries. Let's talk about it, right? So Jordan Canada, she was injured for a while. She's supposed to be their primary point guard, okay? Then, Haley Jones, I was expecting a great sophomore season from her, and then I don't know what happened.
She didn't like that little comment you made about it.
She did not, but it's the truth.
Well, you keep it up, and that's what we're gonna do.
Tina Charles came back hooping. She took a year off and came back, and she's hooping. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ryan Howard. Ryan.
You was hard on Ryan.
I was hard
during the Olympics.
During the 3-on-3, because to me, Ryan Howard is a 3-level scorer.
No, absolutely.
But sometimes I think she kind of defers. She defers a lot to the others. Ryan, nobody has an offensive bag like you. And the height that she has. And she can play defense. Okay? If she really, really wanted to lock in. Okay? So, like, Atlanta, I don't know. Maybe it's Tanisha Wright. Maybe it's the coach. I don't know. I know Lauren got something to say about that. She don't. Lauren don't be messing with Tanisha. But, Tanisha, you've been there for 3 years. Like, what we doing? I know every year she's been doing better every year, but still, like, I don't know. I think something else has to come of it. Okay. But yeah, that's my ramble for the WNBA today. Please make sure y'all go watch the games today. Okay. I think I want to see that Dream Sparks game at the end of the night. That should be a really, really good game. Okay. Like, even though these teams are both under 500, they still a bucket. Rakia Jackson. I'm
Rakia. I'm glad that people. I'm gonna say it. But yeah, she should be in more conversations.
Yeah, I'm of the conversation that if Kurt Miller would have played her in the beginning of the season, she would be in the running for the Rookie of the Year as well. She has to be like to me, Rakia is the best pure scorer in this class.
Well-rounded, well-rounded scorer.
Mm-hmm. The best.
Learn from the late Nikki McCray.
Right.
She gives credit to Nikki McCray.
Right.
That girl.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. There's nothing she don't do. Footwork impeccable. Fadeaway impeccable.
Right.
She can guard bigs and smalls. Like she's hard to guard because she don't stop. She's a big, but she can shoot the three, and she can take you off the dribble with both hands.
Facts. Pump fake at the top of key, get to the rim, spin, up and under. Yeah, she do all of that.
Fade away, knee up. Can't even defend it for real because you're going to catch the knee.
Right.
Or you're going to foul her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She
the
like
technique
that.
is yeah, she is like that.
Yeah, so
she's like that.
If y'all not watching because of that record right there, I just ignore it and go watch that young lady play tonight. Okay, that's gonna be a good
Cam
game.
Brink come back next year.
Right.
I'm just, that's gonna be crazy.
Okay, moving on. I'm sorry, y'all. Moving along. Okay. Business of sports. We back in, tapped in. Angel Reese. Y'all already know. Oh, girl, Angel Reese. This is what we want to say. This is what I want to say. When you hot, you better make sure you do everything. You better make sure you do everything. Okay?
You don't leave when you hot.
Do.
She's still letting things roll out. She's letting things roll. We just saw the announcement for the Reese's Pieces collab, you know. And then off the brink of that, we see the podcast. How do you feel about that? So we're seeing a lot more student athletes start their own podcasts. We got Ian Jackson, who started his own podcast. I think Florjay has her own podcast where her mom was a guest. And now we got Angel.
Correct.
I think it's a great opportunity for them to kind of control their own stories and narratives, instead of us hearing it from news reporters, media. It's kind of great to hear it from the horse's mouth, the source's mouth. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how she takes advantage of this opportunity. She says she's going to be bringing people up there to interview, artists, other athletes. I saw some people saying she should bring Caitlin Clark up there and break the internet.
I'm sure she is.
I think it's a great way for her to be able to control her story.
Absolutely. And I encourage more players to create podcasts if they have the means to. Or continue to go on other podcasts to make your voice heard. Just like Shantae said, this is an incredible opportunity for them to paint their own narrative and for them to showcase their voices. We see it on the men's side, right? Pat Beverly got his own, and he's not even in the league no more. That boy in Israel, okay? He overseas now, still doing podcasts. Paul George has a podcast, right? Gilbert Arenas, he's no longer even in the league, but it's time. Yeah, everybody said everybody got a podcast, but this is the most opportune time for us to showcase that we are more than athletes. Because that's all we've ever been labeled as, right? Like before this, we had to, like Shantae said, rely on everybody else to tell the stories. That's one of the reasons why we started our show. Because to be quite honest, half the people in media ain't never played anything. Y'all ain't never played a sport in y'all life, but y'all writing these think pieces on people who are playing sports. That's really incredible to me. So I think the case is the people who actually play the sport, y'all should also talk about the sport and also talk about yourselves. That's why you do the things. That's why we wrote a book, to talk about ourselves and talk about the great things we've done. You have to put yourself out there. Ain't nobody gonna know unless you say something. And that too also is something about student athletes. We gotta learn how to speak up and advocate for ourselves instead of getting other people to advocate for us all the time. It's time for us to showcase how multifaceted that we are. Because Lord, the most talented people I know are student athletes or former student athletes. Okay?
That's a
So
fact.
I love this move by her. And she's doing it underneath what, Shaq's, like,
Yeah, under the Playmaker umbrella. So yeah, under the Playmaker umbrella, it has some of the people that you actually previously mentioned. So it has the big podcast with Shaq, the OG show with Udonis Haslam and Mike Miller, and then
mm-hmm.
the Roommate show, I think, was their most recent pickup with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart.
Right.
So she's in great company. She's gonna be dropping episodes every Thursday. And we'll just see how it goes. Um, I
Yeah,
don't think it's necessarily a bad move, um, but just interested in hearing the topic she chooses to talk about.
right.
Um, will be interesting. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we got SB saying Angel Reese puts on a good show. All she's about her rhetoric. So okay, y'all want Angel Reese? Y'all got her. She here. Let's go. Y'all want to hear her? All right, moving along. Y'all know we cover sneakers when we can.
Yes.
Shantae, you want to explain what a player edition is?
Well, yeah, it's just not a signature shoe. That's
Right.
all. It's not a signature shoe. Um, and we've been seeing a lot of players, not just WNBA players, but NBA players as well, have PE shoes. And so, or PEs. And so the most recent PE that was announced this week was Asia Wilson. I don't know if people know this, but Asia Wilson is an AKA, which is a sorority and is a part of the Divine Nine. And yeah, she was repping her sorority this week. I thought it was kind of fire.
Right.
These are her newest AK inspired Nike LeBron 21 PE. And as you can see, it is black, salmon pink, and then apple, which is the AKA colors, pink and green. And I think it's fire. I think it's fire.
I mean, again,
Again, just finding cool ways to like incorporate your personal interests into basketball. Um, it's fire.
right. I think
Just want to highlight that.
this is it's a remarkable opportunity also for the WNBA to do a better job of showcasing the high level talent that we have, right? Like Asia has been on a tear this season, like on and off the court.
You see her with the white tee. She said, forget
Right?
that. I'm not getting dressed up.
No,
We're
no.
not getting dressed up no more. I'm
Right.
not playing with y'all no more. Because my team ain't doing what they need to do. So all that ha ha he he kiki stuff, we about to just go get a pack of white tees. We gonna put these sweats on
Yeah.
with
We gonna
socks
get,
and some flip flops, and we gonna get busy.
yo, that reminded me of like AAU, yo.
No facts. That's what I'm like. No, she's focused, and homegirl ain't even have. See, this is me being funny, but she ain't even have the wireless headphones. Shorty got the wired headphones. She's about business. Asia's about business right now. I don't even got time to play with y'all. Remember when Asia was wearing the black Air Forces?
Yes.
Dog, she had them
Yes.
joints on. I'm like, oh, she's a hardcore killer. She's ready to kill, and because she got on the black forces.
Yeah.
I think it's still equivalent. to that. She's not playing around. Like,
Nah, she not. She
not
coming in there
smiling. I'm here. I'm here. This is a business trip.
business. Business, okay? That's pretty fire though.
But
Sometimes
yeah,
it's not all about the outfit. It's just how you come to the game. How
I'm
you
here to
rolling up?
yo. When I
How
seen
you,
first game she came like that, I'm like, holy shit. She not, she not playing around.
yeah, she upset.
Yeah, I mean, she want to win. She wants to win. She wants that next championship. And I mean,
Yeah,
she's a winner.
facts. We
She
win.
just had a 40 piece the other day.
42 ball.
She not playing around.
Yeah,
And that's another one. Hard to guard.
facts.
Terror to guard. Terror.
Facts.
Both hands. Got the midi. Takes
One
her
thing
time. I don't think enough people talk about her patience with the ball.
is the pace. Pace. Her
As
pace.
a big, yeah,
Uh-huh.
as a big, I mean, I feel like oftentimes you feel like you have to hurry up. Obviously, there's a 3 second, the 3 second call, all that stuff. But the way she pivots out, faces up, pays attention,
Right.
reads you, then
Mm-hmm.
sees where her teammates are at, and then makes a decision.
Right.
I don't think enough people talk about that. She
Mm-hmm.
takes her time. And guess what? Everybody else watches her when she gets the ball.
Right. 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 No, that's important. Y'all gotta realize, like, as a player, being able to continue to dictate the pace that you play at is hard because the opponent is constantly they're trying to not let you establish what you want to establish. That's the whole point, right? Like, we're trying
Right.
to throw you off your game, but she does a tremendous job of not allowing outside environment dictate the decision that she's going to make, right? And obviously, we got to read the defense and read what they're giving us so you can make a decision, but she is great at that as well, like just stopping and surveying first and then making a decision. Y'all got to understand that's something that's trained over time. Like, it doesn't just happen. Like, this shows that she's maturing and the game is slowing down for her. Like,
Right.
this is how I feel like the second half has been for Rakia Jackson. Like, the game has tremendously slowed down for her, and she's able to pick her spots. And it's it's amazing to watch her pick her spots on the floor because it's like it's so effortless for her. Like, and y'all gotta know the things that they make look easy are very difficult. Very difficult, okay? So, Asia, please keep killing because love it. Okay, love it. Moving along.
Yeah. Now we're gonna switch gears to football a little bit. So, the Colorado versus North Dakota State game, it averaged 4.8 million viewers on ESPN in week 1. So
Yeah, that's.
we need to really talk about the Coach Prime effect.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely reported on this when Coach Prime left Jackson State. And I remember like a few
Everybody
people in
was.
our comments talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
giving their feedback. And I think that the power of the social equity that one has, it is that's what Coach Prime is showing us. Regardless of where this man goes,
Right.
people are gonna move. Money's gonna move,
Right.
viewership's gonna move, culture's gonna move. We just saw Cam and Mace there at the game. Cam and Mace was at the game.
Right.
I mean, the year before that, we saw all the rappers there. We saw some of the Migos there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Again, he's a mover, And I think it's important to say, according to Bleacher Report, merchandise sales have increased at the University of Colorado by 505%.
505%.
505. 505.
Yo, I don't know.
505.
I don't know if y'all investors, but 500%. That's a 5x. It's a bro.
505. Their applications at the school is up by 51% amongst Black and African American students. And then $10 million plus go to home game direct economic impact into the Boulder community. So
wow.
Now could he have done this at Jackson State? I think that like he did. I get both sides of the coin. I feel like I said this when we initially talked about it when he was leaving Jackson State. I get both sides of the coin. Could he have stayed, improved Jackson State to better HBCUs as a whole? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not how the cookie crumbled.
I mean, look, I feel like people got to understand this. Like, you only got certain windows of opportunity. And people got to understand when you have these windows of opportunity, you have to maximize that, maximize as much time as you did, essentially. He was at Jackson. I think he did what he needed to do at Jackson State.
I think he did too.
He did what he needed to do, and he showed us that it's possible that you can inject culture and inject standards.
Right, I'm about to say you took it out. Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. Like a level of elite that HBCUs have been lacking, not as far as talent. I'm talking about just from coaching to everything. Yeah, that is what I'm referring to. Never talking about the talent of the student athletes of HBCUs.
He was very vocal about how the ecosystem is dysfunctional. And from administration to front office, like it has to be a total kind of revamp, is what he's saying, essentially. And he came in there and kind of showed us that. And now he's at a place in a space where he has all the resources and he's showing y'all what can be done.
Right. I'm not mad at it. I get both sides of the coin. He left. He was a mentor. He was a father figure to a lot of those young men. And if I had to guess, I'm sure that he still speaks to some of those young men now. But I think you hit the nail on the head. I think he got a lot of flack for leaving, and a lot of the responsibility was placed on him. But I think some responsibility has to be placed on HBCUs too to kind of raise the bar. And we talked about this with at least college hoops, the unit system coming into place, and making that money available or the possibility of gaining that money available to HBCUs, I think is going to be major and key. But on a more positive note, I'm glad to see that we're just seeing this man, him using his social equity for good.
Right.
He's just there to coach, and he's bringing them out. He's bringing them out.
And that's what that should be the power of celebrity, right? Y'all should be using your celebrity to inject good. Like, this is an example. Flavor Flav, we need to do something that's the opposite of a nasty award, because Flavor Flav deserves that. Okay? he used his celebrity to influence and inject culture into the water polo teams. Okay? Because nobody outside of the Olympics is watching water polo. Really? But the fact that, like, Flavor Flav was my favorite, like, story this entire Olympics because of just him being a real person and helping out real people, dishing out money to Olympians because they can't pay their rent. That's commendable. That's admirable. Most people are not doing
That's just
that.
that's being a human, and unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
humanity is lost.
bro, a lot of people that
That
got
human
high
aspect is lost.
influence, y'all are not human beings. This is what's going on.
There's no sense of empathy. But yeah, that's a good example with Flavor Flav. But yeah, he was doing his thing during the Olympics. I think more celebrities do need to do it.
Yeah,
Or those with the resources. I'll say that. Those with the resources. I hate using the word celebrity. Yes, I know they're celebrities, but yeah, like
right.
those with the resources, yeah.
Use your resources to do something good, because y'all been doing bad, for real. For real. But before y'all move on, please make sure y'all following us everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. It really takes 2 seconds to just press a button and follow. Okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Period. Moving on. So we left football. Now we are going into tennis. So the US Open, it's happening now.
Yep.
Shouts to Naomi Osaka because the outfit that she had this past week, yeah, I should have took a picture, but it was fire.
Definitely fire.
It was such a tough fit. She unfortunately lost this week. She's still coming back, obviously, but back to tennis. Um, ESPN, they're doubling down on the US Open media rights and they're expanding coverage through 2037. So, as of late, we've been having a lot of conversations about the TV media rights deals. There's a lot of those happening in different sectors of sports, and this is happening with tennis. And so, ESPN actually extended their media rights deal with the US Open, and now it's going to be for 12 years. This is going to be the longest amount of coverage that ESPN is taking on for the US Open. They've never done this. So ESPN is going to be the exclusive broadcaster through 2037. It's going to be for the Grand Slams. And they're going to be introducing like a whip around coverage of the tourney, which is going to have like highlight reel formats and all type of stuff. And we've never seen this.
Right.
For this long.
Right.
But the viewership is up.
But you know why? Because American tennis is up.
Yeah.
Okay? Shout out to the American tennis players, because we got a lot of them that are doing really, really well right now.
Mm-hmm.
From the men, you got, Blake Shelton, even though he gets on my nerves sometimes because I don't like his pompous attitude on the court. But shout out to Blake Shelton. Shout out to Frances Tiafoe. Obviously, y'all know Coco Gauff is she doing her thing. Sloane Stephens. We got
happy to see her back.
Yeah, happy to see her back for sure.
Yeah.
So the rising popularity of tennis is also, coming along. I think also women's tennis too. Like, I know international Sabalenka,
Sabalenka. I'm sorry.
Sabalenka's fire.
Yeah, I bangs with her because she not with none of that. She don't go for none of that. She don't go for none of that.
The growing visibility and popularity of tennis. Like, I'm watching tennis. Like, I'm mad I'm not at the US Open.
No, same.
Like, I did not get a chance to see Serena while she was playing.
She made an appearance a day or two ago. Like, they're saying it's been since 2022 since she's come and visited, and she went to watch the other day.
I gotta pull up and watch a live.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've seen Mikal Bridges watching Francis Tiafoe. Like, Lil Wayne was at the game watching. Like, there's a clip we're going to post in our stories this week of Lil Wayne literally. You see a couple of white men behind him with the neck scarves on, sitting there, and then you see Lil Wayne with his dreads and all of that just sitting there. I thought that was fire.
Oh, they fire.
Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Sports. Music. We always say
it's
this.
Culture. Like, it falls. It's so intertwined and meshed. The intersections between all of it. Yeah. And at the core of it all, must I say, is Black people. So
ding ding.
That's really what that's all about. But shouts to ESPN, and then also the US Open for getting that deal extended.
That's a big deal.
What else is a big deal that we're about to talk about? And this is a big deal. I hope y'all listening.
Yes.
This has nothing to do with basketball, but it kind of does have something to do with
I gotta open your ears because Shantae about to go in right now. I'm telling y'all right now. This is
the National Women's Soccer League. Mm-hmm. First of all, everybody CBA. Everybody's been having conversations about their CBA.
Right.
The National Women's Soccer League's CBA was up. It's not even, it was up. They negotiated a new CBA just 2 years into their first one.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 2 years in, no, we're going to negotiate. We're going to renegotiate. I love it.
Right.
So this just was interesting. And I got to pay more attention to women's soccer because the deal gets rid of the draft. So there's no longer going to be a draft in the National Women's Soccer League. There's no draft, and there's not going to be no trades without consent. So you can't just get traded without having a conversation first and agreeing to be traded, which is different.
Right.
This is a landmark agreement, and this is going to be the first time we're seeing a U.S. league do away with a draft.
Right.
This is a radical move. According to the National Women's Soccer League's commissioner, they're moving more in alignment with global standards. So in other countries, there are no drafts. There are no such things.
That's wild to me.
Right? I thought that was interesting too. I'm like, oh, I'm learning something new because I just assumed there was a draft. There was drafts everywhere. That's not how that happens. And what was interesting was that the president of the National Women's Soccer League mentioned that they wanted to scrap the draft because it takes away some of the anxiety that comes along with not knowing where you're going to land. Now, on the women's basketball end, we just see, first of all, Mo Billings it's been a ping pong with Mo Billings, Celeste Taylor. I mean,
pickleball. It's
been a lot of back and forth with those women. And so I thought, when I'm reading this, when Brittany's reading this, we like, this is interesting because, yeah, you don't know where you're going to land. You getting assigned to, hardship contracts here, 7-day contracts here. Like, you don't know what's about to happen. So I thought it was interesting that this is what the National Women's Soccer League is coming to implement. Now, part of the new deal actually went into effect on July 11th. And while the rest kicks in on January 1st, what I forgot to mention is also, and I think that this is also in alignment with the WNBA because we're seeing a lot more expansion teams. We're seeing a lot. It was just announced this week that Portland is the new place they're going to expand to.
Right. Wow.
So with that being said, with the National Women's Soccer League, which is going to be, I think, which will happen in 2026, they're only going to be allowed to sign free agents.
Give me some new blood.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, instead of in the same players.
Come on, there's so many women that can hoop on the women's basketball side. Let them women come in this league.
Yeah.
We need new faces. And so I thought that was also very interesting with the National Women's Soccer League. Also, what they did renegotiate is their payment structure and how much they're actually going to be getting paid. So the current minimum salary in the National Women's Soccer League is $35,000. That's the minimum, and the average is $56,000. The current salary cap stands at $2.75 million per team to pay 22 to 26 players. In the new CBA, the base cap before revenue sharing starts at $3.3 million in 2025 and grows each year after that to 3.5 million, 4.4 million, 4.7 million, 4.9 million, and then finally 5.1 million in 2030. Depending on how many players are on a roster, the average salary will be between roughly 135K and 159K in 2025, and between about 204,000 and 240,000 in 2030. What are your thoughts about that before I get into more of these changes?
I mean, that's a significant bump. Like, we like that. Like, I love that they don't have no hard cap. Like, I hate that the WNBA has a hard cap for their salary. Like, the hard cap for the WNBA team is $1 million to distribute between 12 players. And this is no. This sheds a light on how much work we need to do with the other CBAs.
Like, and with women's sports in general, because truth be told, the men's side of soccer, they're making millions of dollars. These men are making high six-figure, seven-figure salaries.
Right.
So they're behind too.
Right.
This should have been happening. There's no way that these women are only being paid at minimum $35,000.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to know
$35,000.
How long is their season? Like, how long is their season?
I don't know. We would have to do some digging. It can't be that. You know what? I can't say it can't be that long. I'm assuming it can't be that long, but
right.
No, I would assume that the men's season is around the same amount. You know what? We're gonna come back and tell y'all because I'm freestyling right now. I really don't know, but
nah, this is it's time.
It's time. Like, it's time. And I think that it's just interesting because a lot of the issues that we talk about on the women's basketball side is being mirrored in these conversations with women's soccer. In addition to all the things I just mentioned, players will actually be guaranteed a mid-season break and at least 28 days off in between seasons. You know, we talk about this often between draft night and college hoops. Right. Them girls coming out of college, they don't get a break.
Nope.
Women that are playing overseas, they don't get much of a break either. So I love that they're implementing some type of break in their CBA.
Yeah.
And it also says they can also choose to double the stipend they receive for childcare or get a caretaker for children under 5 on road trips. The league is also introducing up to $20,000 in value for family planning.
Yeah. Look at that. Oh, we actually prioritizing women in a women's league?
Oh! About time. We're in 2024. I don't know when the National Women's Soccer League started, but I know it's probably about time. It's probably been a long time coming because ain't no way.
They moving the needle, man. And this is just an example of what it takes. Like, they said, yo, 2 years in now, we got to renegotiate.
Facts, because they're new and we've spoken about the media rights deal that they have.
Right.
They're about to renegotiate that too, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
They about to see some money, and they about to get chartered flights.
Yes.
They didn't have chartered flights either. The National Women's Soccer League. They about to get those.
Look at that. Yeah. Whoever their commissioner is, she pushing. We need this energy from Kathy Engelbert. We need this energy. Because Hustler, she needs to change her name to Hustler. Cause she hustling for the
Yo,
women.
I'm done. But yeah, no. I gotta do my due diligence on her because I don't know what she's been doing.
Right. We gotta do a
We're
profile.
gonna do our due diligence on her because I don't know if this is like she's been there and just hasn't done anything. I don't know what sparked this. It should have been happened, but we're happy it's happening.
Right.
Um, but I love it. I love this. I am so excited to see what the W negotiates for their new CBA. I
Um,
cannot wait to see. I
um,
really can't. Like I'm beasting. I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see what new things are added. Um and this just got me more excited reading that article. I'm like, okay, this is okay. We making some real movement.
mm-hmm. That's
Finally.
That's strides right there.
Come
We
on.
Euro step into the basket now. This is what we need.
Not Euro stepping.
Because first
Yo.
we was doing regular layups. It wasn't getting it done. It wasn't
You
getting it done.
play. You play a lot. Yeah, you're crazy. You're crazy.
I'm sorry, y'all. I can't help myself.
You are crazy.
Also, could Boston get a WNBA team?
I don't know. People are making the argument. They're like, hey, y'all had Connecticut and the LA Sparks play at the TD Arena, the TD Garden last
Mm-hmm.
week or so. The joint was sold out.
It
Now,
was.
Boston don't play about their sports. Boston does not play. They
No.
don't play. And from what we understand during this game, obviously, like I just said, it was sold out, but those that were in attendance was loud, rambunctious. They was into the game. We love to see that.
And y'all deserve a nasty award because it wasn't nationally televised. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's a shame that Dejanay Carrington had to tweet that
Right.
to make it known. Like, what are
Right.
y'all doing?
Right.
I don't know, Kathy,
She
baby.
basically said, "Well, since we not getting no promo, then I guess I gotta promote
I guess
my."
I gotta be the one to promo it. That shit's crazy.
Nah, Dejanay is also a part-time comedian.
She's a part-time comedian, but she be keeping it a buck.
She is. Look,
She be
Dejanay,
keeping it a buck.
I want to see you do a set. I would love for you to do a set, okay, and talk about the wild stuff that you
I would
encounter.
like to hear from Dejanay. That's a good idea.
Facts, because she gonna tell us.
She is.
She
And
gonna
if
get
not, her facial expressions will tell us.
right.
Yeah. We'll get it. One way or another, we're gonna get it. But
Well,
yeah, no, people are arguing that maybe Boston, like the W could find its way to Boston. And like we just mentioned, this week, Portland is the newest expansion city. Um but I just thought the article was interesting. It's from Front Office Sports, and they just had different options of maybe cool ways to like get a team in Boston. One of the options they provided was maybe move the Sun to Boston, which would be interesting.
bigger market.
Yeah. Then they mentioned expansion team under the Celtics ownership, which I feel like is doable because that is the case for majority of the WNBA teams. Period. That's how a lot of the that's how they started. That is how the W started. So this would, and Brittany and I covered this would be following their old model anyway. So maybe bring an expansion team under the Celtics. Um Another option would be to have new owners entirely. We've been seeing that. I don't know if Toronto has I feel like Toronto does have new owners. The
I think
W's expansion. Yeah,
yeah,
they have new owners. Yeah, because they purchased it for like 2 milli.
still
Yeah, they bought that team. They bought the W's Toronto team for a little more than $2 million. There was a few investors.
$2.
Basically, I mean that's low, but we'll take it because it's growing the game. But yeah, maybe there will be some investors that may be interested in um creating a team in Boston, which should be kind of cool. So I love the options that the article gave us. I don't think that it's a bad move. I know that there's a couple of other cities people would love to see a team in. Me personally, I wouldn't be. I don't know. I wouldn't be mad with a team coming back to Charlotte to Charlotte, or North Carolina in general.
I would not
um,
be mad if they had a team in Miami. Bring back the
right,
Skull.
right, right.
Like
It's a
that's
couple of
a.
places.
I mean, they about to bring Unrivaled to Miami, so it's like it's already like, come on, y'all got it. It just has to align. It just has to be aligned. So, like Oregon, Portland. I know Nike's headquarters is out there,
Mm-hmm. There's
but
a couple of places that I think the markets are good, and I think that I don't know how many. I think Kathy said they were looking to expand into 6 new cities. I think at this point we are at 3 or 4, which leaves us with 2 or 3 left for her to expand into. I think up until 2025, 2026. So within the next 2 years, uh, we should have a complete 6 new teams
right,
added. So we'll see.
we will
We'll
see.
see. Okay, so that was all sports news. Thank y'all for continuing to tap in with us on this beautiful Sunday. We are moving into NIL news slash sports news. Um, well, NIL slash college sports news. Colorado again. Shador Sanders, the son of Coach Prime, he just signed an NIL deal with Nike. And this is the first college football player to sign an NIL deal with Nike. I think Nike has entered almost every other sports arena, every other sports arena but for college. And so I think that this is a big deal for them to enter this space, the football space, with Shador Sanders. And he's just following in the footsteps of Deion Sanders. He talked about, I saw like a mini interview he had just talking about how important it was for him to like keep the legacy going, the Sanders legacy going, how important generational wealth was to him and all of that. Um, I mean, Colorado is a Nike school, so technically speaking, he can wear all the different cleats he wants to, because now he signed under Nike. And right now his valuation, his NIL valuation is $4.7 million. 4.7.
Is that the top? Like, cause that's a
Yeah, he's ranked. He's top ranked
yeah.
in regards to valuation in college football.
That sound about right.
4.7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
In college,
shouts to Shador.
they millionaires in college, y'all.
Yo, and that's just a valuation. So
Right,
that's
right.
not. I mean, that's not telling us how much he is actually getting. But yeah, and I believe Deion Sanders was also a Nike ambassador. He was signed under Nike.
Mm-hmm.
So again, a lot of y'all may call it nepotism. I know, but he's doing what he's supposed to do. So we love to see that. Shouts to Shador. Now, North Carolina. We talked about this on one of the episodes of Beyond 9450. How in North Carolina, when it comes to NIL, first of all, every state has not said okay to NIL,
Right.
meaning every state doesn't have laws allowing student athletes. Every state does not have laws allowing student athletes to monetize their name, image, and likeness. Majority of the states do. Currently, there's 39 states that allow it, but there's 11 that don't, and one of those being North Carolina. And we talked about how the current laws in North Carolina state that only student athletes that attend private schools can monetize their name, image, or likeness. Reason being is any school that's state funded cannot take advantage of NIL. Brittany and I talked about how there's we talked about the cons of that, right? One being private schools tend to, cost more money, be more expensive. Not every student athlete is able to attend private schools to monetize their name, image, and likeness. So that's going to leave a good amount of great athletes, talented athletes, out of life changing money.
Right.
And so we're seeing that right now. We literally talked about this maybe a month ago. And now we see one of the top athletes in North Carolina, um, by the name of, well, his mom filed it, Rolanda Brandon. Her son is a student athlete. He was approached by a car trading company to utilize his name, image, and likeness. And the state said no. The state said no because he attends a public school. His mom is like, yo, honestly, they offered my child life changing money.
Right.
And y'all are in the way from him capitalizing on life changing opportunities. And that's not fair.
Right.
It's not fair. And so, like I mentioned, she filed a suit in North Carolina in Wake County against the North Carolina Board of Education and the Department of Public Instruction. And so maybe this will be the thing to change legislation in North Carolina. I don't see why they wouldn't allow. I mean, it all comes down to money, I think. And
Right.
um but this is an example. Like we literally talked about this several weeks ago and now we're seeing this. What are your thoughts? I feel like our thoughts are the same. They remain the same.
Sure do. I felt that this was unfair when it happened, and now we're seeing that it, it's just this is a case study for us to see.
Basically. And
Like,
hopefully it sets precedence at like the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Board of Directors. Y'all need to change y'all laws and
right,
let those student athletes come on now. And then high key, if we want to take it there, like y'all know black and brown kids, our
right.
households are not making the money that a lot of private school students parents are making. So
Right.
is this a way for y'all to be fake, not fake,
Mm-hmm.
because racism is in every sector of
Right.
America.
Right.
I'm gonna take it there.
I think that you can take it there.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like this can be looked at and viewed at, and more than likely and most likely, um, is racist. Is a display of racism. Um,
Yeah.
so we're gonna see how this ends up. Shouts to his mom for really just pushing the envelope, because according to the article that we read, she went to the North Carolina High School Board Association board of directors a couple months ago and asked them like, hey, can y'all change or give him like some type of like
Exception.
exception for him to get this money, because this is going to change not only his life but my family's life. This is
Right.
life changing money. And they were like, no. They said no. So I love the fact that she didn't just take the no, and she
Right.
was like, no, we're going to fight.
Right.
And so I hope that this works out in their favor and that other student athletes that attend public high schools in North Carolina can benefit from this.
Facts. Shout out to Mama.
Period. And then we are moving into tech news. I thought this was very interesting. Eurovision Sport is trialing AI generated translated commentary technology from Cam AI, that's the name of the company, at the ongoing 2024 World Athletics U20 Championships. So the voice is going to be AI generated. This is all commentary. So let's just say, yeah, this is all commentary. So it's going to be AI generated. What's dope is, because oftentimes we'll watch like the Olympics and it may be in all other languages. Because this is AI generated, it's so easy to change the language while commentating the game. So
Right.
everybody can understand what's happening in real time, really quickly. Um, and you don't, well, yeah, you don't necessarily have to hire several different people that know several different languages
Right.
to translate, commentate. It's coming from one source. Um,
Oh wow.
it's AI generated. And so now fans are able to watch the event in three languages: English, French, and Portuguese. Eurovision Sport has previously used AI to produce commentary translations earlier this summer at both the European Aquatics Championships and the European Athletics Meet in July. Cam AI has also worked with Major League Soccer with its AI technology, instantly translating English language commentary into French, Spanish, and Portuguese for a game at the 2024 Generation Adidas Cup earlier this year. The company is part of the 2024 intake into the league's MLS Innovation Lab Sports Technology Accelerator.
That,
Thoughts?
yo, I mean, I think this is using AI for good, right? Like these are applications that we need AI for, and it simplifies and makes things much simpler. Like I love this. Like, oh, but that's gonna take
Yeah,
away from like people
it's going
that,
to take away jobs.
yeah, like
And this is something that, I think that's a constant conversation when it comes to AI.
right,
People are
right.
going to be losing opportunities.
Yeah, so it's in your best interest to just learn what's going down, like what, because you're not gonna get replaced by AI. You're gonna get replaced by somebody who's actually using the AI or understands the AI. So it's kind of in your best interest to understand like what's going on in technology right now. And obviously, AI. We've been talking about AI for the past 2 years. Like seriously, the past 2 years almost every like culture segment that we've had with or tech NIL is talked about AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, so like this is companies are spending billions for artificial intelligence. Okay, billions. So it would be
It would behoove you.
it would just be really ignorant for us to not know what is the deal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Mm-hmm.
also too, like but we didn't even talk about this, but I wanted to bring this to the forefront. One of the people that we met in Web3, his name is Miguel Sanchez. He's from the Bronx and he's very heavy into investing and angel investing and all that stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
was just talking to him the other day because I'm actually about to try his tool. He's created an AI, an artificial intelligence money tool.
Right.
It allows you to invest and also borrow off the investing. So that's the next step in my financial literacy journey is to learn the tricks of the trades of the rich because they essentially buy assets and leverage those assets. They borrow off the assets while the assets are still appreciating and use that money and do other things. So like I think that the next step is for me to kind of explore this money tool that he's created because I think it's a great thing because learning how to leverage our assets and leverage the valuable things that we have is really important for us to move forward as a community. You know,
Absolutely.
we always doing, we always doing fundraisers and all that stuff and stuff, but we got to learn how to take responsibility for our financial education and literacy and understanding how money works. We have been hoodwinked
Mm-hmm.
from not learning about these things and trusting the people in authority to do these things for us when in essence that is asinine. Like
Right.
that's insane. So want to just introduce that, but I'm gonna bring it back at some point when I finally go through it, because we never promote anything that we wouldn't do ourselves, to be quite honest. Like, and whoever is doing that, y'all better look at them with a suspicious eye. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah. So culture news. I think we should start off by saying rest in peace to Fat Man School. That is crazy. I hate the fact that y'all had the recording floating around on social media. That's nasty.
Yeah.
Um, he was still very young. I believe he was only 53.
Yeah.
Um, it's just very unfortunate. Um, was a huge staple in the hip hop community, obviously, in music, and um, just wanted to say rest in peace because that's sad.
Look, rest in peace to Fat Man Scoop. But I just want to bring more, like, a heavier issue to the kind of the forefront from this, because it needs to be talked about. Like, yo, we have to start taking care of ourselves, like, especially in the entertainment community. Entertainment, athletes, artists, all of us. It's too many of us that are going young. Like, 53 is insane. Okay? 53 is insane. But we're losing people like this every year. We just lost Rico Wade earlier this year. Legendary producer. We learned he died from complications with diabetes, I believe. We had someone in the basketball community this year die. Kidney disease, cancer. He was only 43, only in his 40s. Okay? It is more than imperative for us to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves. Go get a checkup. Stop being scared to go to the doctor. Listen to your body. What is it telling you? Like, also, people don't know that I'm a health coach. I've been a certified holistic health coach since 2015. Advising athletes, community members, regular lay people. We just got to build better habits, y'all. This is, and these are things that can be prevented too. Like, there's a lot of preventable chronic illnesses that are taking people out because we're not listening to our bodies. So I just really wanted to say that.
I wanted to say also, I mean, just piggybacking off what you're talking about with just choices. I saw a Capri Sun change their the bottle. Now it's like a regular clear bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And while a lot of people is like up like in arms about it, I'm gonna go so far as to say they did that because obviously, growing up, all the Capri Suns and everything that we would drink, we can't see what's in.
Right.
Come and find out, a lot of those pouches have mold in them, and so I think they probably did that because of that.
Right.
I mean, on top of wanting to provide more product, so the bottle itself is much larger. It's like a gallon now. You can buy it that way, but it's kind of crazy how we never seen the inside and then come to, like a lot of those pouches have mold in them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw the bacon. What was it? What was it? Crunch?
Yeah.
What kind?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Cinnamon
Y'all wildin'.
and Hormel, they did a collaboration for Cinnamon Toast Crunch bacon. Y'all gotta be insane. It's really, it's like they playing in our face. To be quite honest, because they know the masses is gonna gobble that up. Like, they know, y'all see Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh my God, we got the cinnamon bacon on it with the what? Yeah, we gotta learn how to be disciplined. Like, those are smoke and mirrors for us. Like, it's like Elmer Fudd holding the carrot for Bugs Bunny. Like, that's what this is, okay? And we gotta use our discernment. because that is insane.
It is insane. But I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Again, as always, thank y'all. This was a new time for us. Yeah, I know we usually go at 7 p.m.
Yeah, thanks for tapping in with us early today. We appreciate it.
We definitely appreciate y'all for tapping in with us on this early Sunday. And yeah, go make sure y'all go watch some WNBA today. There's about 5 games on all day. There's a game on right now. So make sure y'all tapping in with that. Also, make sure y'all following us everywhere. 21 Titles, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. Please, it really just takes 2 seconds to just push that button, push that follow button. And this actually helps the algorithm for us. You feel me? So if y'all love to see our pretty faces on screen, just tap that follow button, okay? We appreciate all of y'all. Also, please follow the 9450. That is where we do our Business of Sports podcast, Beyond the 9450. Over there with the squad, Kevin K. Lewis, Lauren Lolivia Pope, Daniel Artest. Those are our colleagues over there at the 9450. So make sure y'all following everything 9450. Again, you can follow me and Shantae on Twitter and IG. Y'all see our handles right there at the bottom. And much love and gratitude to y'all. Please remain to have a great Sunday, and we'll see y'all again. Peace.